Alrighty. Welcome back to Nick Lenz, Comic Guru Classic Class Non Classics. This is episode number 2067, Doubleshot 1961. I have a TMNT trade and the next volume for World's Finest. Well, the TMNT trade is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Jennika. Yeah, this actually is the trade that collects her first miniseries that she had, which I believe the second one was 5 years. This one was only 3. But this one also includes, get this, not only her 3-issue miniseries, but also they included Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe issues 6 to 9. Yep. Yeah, mostly put in a way. This miniseries just explores like her. Now, in case you're wondering, the writing of this book is done by mostly. There's like several different stories here. We have What is Ninja, written and drawn by Brian Hunt, which is actually really good. He also has the second one as well, which is called The Cure for You. Time and Again, which is done by Soaring Colors by Rhonda Pattison. Artwork by Jody Najami. Recreation is done by the same person as the previous story, with, of course, Megan Hoon on the artwork. Well, as well as not by the same one. What If? With, of course, same artist as the second one. Yep. What is Ninja? It's simply put, basically, kind of focus on, look like something related to Raphael, where it's just a series of short stories related to Raphael. And my guess is they probably included in here because, well, the first miniseries is only 3 issues, so it just basically details the life of Ninja. That's most of what is Ninja. It just leads into, it looks like it's just a story told by Splinter to Jennika when she's in her human form. This, of course, is before the events of issue 100 for Team Mutant Turtles, where in that issue Splinter died, which I believe this was the third or fourth time in a continuity for Turtles where Splinter has died. And yeah, he's died. Well, he's also died in the 2012 cartoon. Let's see. He also died in the original Mirage continuity. He died of a heart attack. Yes, Splinter died of a heart attack. So the Jennika miniseries is just her, basically her first adventures as Ninja, just walking the city as a turtle. If you're curious, though, how the heck was Sharon from this being a very beautiful woman? Blood transfusion. Yep, she got wounded during the City at War story arc. This was the second one they had. The last one basically was a lot more dramatic than this one. This one basically involved the resurrection of Shredder and Splinter's death. And basically a consequence of that storyline is that Jennika got blood transfusion and transformed into this. And she's got a yellow mask. And as of currently, she's still a turtle. As for whose idea this was, by the way, we have guest appearance here by her potential love interest from the original series before they outed her as a lesbian. Yes, where they had her date a pig mutant. Where she runs into Casey Jones. And, well, despite the arc does a really good job with Jennika, I'm not a fan of how they draw Casey. Casey looks like he looks like an older guy. Casey is normally a guy depicted usually in his 20s. He looks like frickin' 50 here. I'm not sure why the heck the artist drew his face like this. And the big thing about this series is her basically trying to accept herself as a turtle over being a human, because basically, well, she didn't really want to be turned into a turtle. This is by pure accident, by a frickin' blood transfusion of one of the turtles. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Probably because basically of the mutation ooze still in their body. That's probably the reason why for this. So, then she runs into an ex-boyfriend of hers who's also returned to mutant. Yes, seriously. Silas? Silas? Do we know each other? Yeah, we know each other. And of course she smacks him. Janie? Hey baby, great to see you again. Yep. Yeah, an ex-boyfriend of hers. Yeah, and of course he follows her around. You might be curious though, do these two hook up by the end of the miniseries? No. No, they don't. It just basically a solo story for her. I do appreciate what they did with this book. I think it's really good. That's just my opinion, anyways. Runs to some criminals. It's a good story for her. I do appreciate what the writer did for her. Yep. I'm going to get this book a 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Control Issues. This is basically the third trade for World's Finest. Still written by Paul Levitz. This book only contains issues 13 to 18. Now, I'm also going to be discussing issues 19 and the annual, which, by the way, is published in Volume 4. Here's the strange thing. Volume 4 also contains the First Contact crossover. I'll discuss more of that soon. This storyline deals with basically her control issues. Basically, her powers are kind of out of control, and she's trying to deal with it. Yep. And of course, she saves Huntress, also as a rat monster. Basically, most of the issues she's dealing with the side, and apparently Helena has decided to take a house in Alexandria, Virginia. All because her father lived in a nice house too, so why not? Yeah, most of it is them versus the side. That's mostly what these issues are. Yeah, it's them versus the side. Well, they basically trying to find him. They have this funny bit here where they basically just out in a town, runs into like a fortune teller, do more stuff. And then we have a helicopter basically attacking Star, the company that that Power Girl owns. And of course, she fights the helicopter off. Huntress comes in, beats it, and of course, you see a bunch of parademons inside a freaking helicopter. Yes, parademons. Yes, freaking parademons. And then, of course, basically drop this off here. And we see there, by the end of the storyline, her powers go kind of out of control. And then we have one point where apparently Huntress is captured by the side, who proceeds to basically rip off her freaking shoulder, rip off part of her cape. Like, ooh, let's tear up the build up. Yeah, and shows off her shoulder. Almost like it seems like, though, he's about to torture her and also possibly try to do something even weirder to her. But look, a Power Girl comes in and saves her. Yep. Like, time to basically get back up and start fighting again. And of course, fight the side, but he gets away. But basically, her powers are screwed up, and it's kind of like this for the main of the series, where her powers are screwed up. Yes, so. And of course, you're angry over the directors not doing their job properly. Yeah, it seems like a lot of really fun stuff here. And of course, then we have an issue where she gets a tattoo. Well, then she does something really unexpected. She kind of pulls down part of Helena's pants to show off a tattoo of her own on her freaking hip. She's like, hey, Karen. Which is something, though, like, ooh, sweet ink. You would know her. Irene's gone now. Everyone's gone. Yep, going to space, do a sun leap. Thought that would help. Nope, it doesn't help. Yeah. A lot of really good stuff. You find some other criminal here. Really good stuff. I love the storytelling here by Paul Levitz. I think the story here is just awesome. That's just my opinion, anyways. And of course, they eat it off at some restaurant, and that's it for that tray there. But we're not done with these issues here. Nope. Next, we're going to issue 19. Where it's basically a prelude to First Contact. First Contact is the cross between this book and Batman Superman. Excuse me, yep. Yeah, they cross with each other. This, of course, is not long after Damien's death, but before his resurrection. Yes. Yep. And in case you're curious, though, does this happen? Where Huntress meets Earth 1 Prime Earth Batman. Yep, that is 100% true. And the First Contact storyline is a follow-up to the opening story arc of the run. Yep, that's most of what it is. So, yeah, so they go out and meet up with, of course, basically her getting angry, her lawyer, Power's gun control, and, well, they have Huntress go to Wayne Manor and break into the Batcave. She gets in like, wow. By the way, love this art by Arbor Silva. It's really good. Yeah, love this artwork. Yeah, and yes, that is a Tumblr. Let's see. What else we got in this Batcave here? We have one of the Batmobiles. Not sure which one. We have the Batcycle. We have the T-Rex. Which, here's the thing. Every continuity of Batman almost has a freaking T-Rex in the Batcave. It's almost like the story it comes from, which, by the way, involves the freaking Joker. And apparently that story is canon in every continuity of Batman. This dinosaur has to be there. It's a robot dinosaur. Yes, it's always been the freaking Batcave. Yep. And she's like, Batman. He's like, who are you? So I have a break. We need to talk. I really need your help. Let me in. Of course, basically, our cage. Explain yourself. Long story. Yeah, basically, then, of course, they talk and reveal, oh, yeah, she's a daughter from older continuity. Yep. Now, there is also one other thing I need to talk about here when it comes to World's Finest, which I don't have the trade here, so let's go ahead and basically discuss this one. We have ourselves the Annual, which is another prelude to First Contact. Though the story itself leads into issue 20 for this book here. Most for this story here, this is definitely, it's called The Adventures of Robin and Supergirl. Yeah, this basically is an this is basically their adventures on Earth 2 prior to them leaving. If you're curious how the heck these two got from Earth 2 to Prime Earth, a boombox portal opened. A boom tube opened, and somehow it ended up on Prime Earth. Yes, that is how they got here. Yep. So yeah, just a good story involving them, and of course, meeting up with Wonder Woman and Fury. Yep. We see apparently that Power Girl has got herself a potential boyfriend, and it goes nowhere. Well, basically tells us to be careful. She puts on her Supergirl costume, which, by the way, yes, this is how she looked when she was freaking Supergirl. If you're curious, the Helena's costume as Robin is, let's say it reminds me, it's like you see his costume, and you're like, really? This is the Robin costume? Well, it's the Robin costume of this continuity. Let's see if we can get a better look at the thing. It reminds me a lot of, my best way to describe it, it reminds me a lot of, well, one of Tim Drake's costumes. And then we see Earth 2 Superman. Now, this is reboot Earth 2 Superman. Yeah, this is an early appearance for him. Now, the Earth 2 Batman, he died back in issue 1. This, of course, is set before that very issue. Mm-hmm. Now, Fury is revealed in this issue here that, of course, she's a daughter of... And, of course, you have this wonderful moment. We have Robin in the arms of Supergirl. Yeah, and here's kind of a look at her costume. It looks like a redesigned Tim Drake costume. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So, then they run into Earth 2 Wonder Woman, which mostly put her costume as a little different now she is in Prime continuity. The only difference is they give her, like, sideburn part of her tiara. I mean, her outfit's mostly been the same, except there's no W's on it. She got a longer gauntlet. It's a little different. And, of course, they're trying to stop Fury. And until at the end of the story, at the end of the issue here, that, of course, Fury is Wonder Woman's daughter. And if you're curious, Fury's father is Steppenwolf. I am not kidding about that. Wonder Woman slept with Steppenwolf. One of the generals of Apocalypse, for reasons I do not know the reason for this. It is something that was revealed in the pages of Earth 2. I believe it was either James Robinson or Tom Taylor revealed this. That Steppenwolf is Fury's father, so obviously Wonder Woman basically probably slept with him at some point. Now, I'm not sure whose idea this was for Wonder Woman to get into to have a one night stand with all people freaking Steppenwolf. Now, the strange thing about Earth 2 is there's no mention of Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor does not exist on Earth 2. I do appreciate the fact they do introduce a lot of Earth 2 characters. Mostly put they're somewhat similar to how they are in regular continuity, with the exception of redesigned costumes. I, of course, read the original Earth 2 comic book, and of course, it's the comic Earth 2 Society, and that comic book was pretty much concluded there. Now, with what's fine is, at this point in time, I am mostly done with the series, except I have one trailer to review, and that is basically Volume 5. Once we review Volume 5, that's it, because Volume 6, that was actually not supposed to exist. They decided to continue the series just because they felt like it, and just mostly just told a story of Earth 2 Batman and Superman. Yep. But not much to say about these two trades. They're both really good. Okay, so that's a particular review. Next up, we have a Batman trade, and a trade related to Power Girl. Yep. Next video. Bye.